Hey everybody, Ron from CampFire Grub, and today we're out here fixing my truck because it's broken again. And while we're fixing up the truck, we're going to go ahead and cook this whole entire chicken inside of a Dutch oven, just right here in the driveway, so it'll be a nice meal once we get done fixing the truck. So here is the chicken inside of the Lodge Dutch oven. We're actually going to be using a liner. It just makes things a bit easier to cook and also helps out with cleanup. So we're going to go ahead and take some butter, and we're going to dump some butter along on the top of the bird, and then we also want to get some butter up underneath the skin. Then once we get it all buttered up, we're going to go ahead and, thanks to B&B Barbecue out of St. Petersburg, we're actually going to use some of their Cannonball dry rub. It's a little bit spicy, but it's not too spicy. So we're going to go ahead and pop the lid off and just sprinkle some on. The chicken is now covered in the seasoning that we're going to use, and also to help give it some extra flavor, we're going to dump in some butcher's chicken bone broth. It really gives it a lot of flavor in there and definitely makes the chicken very juicy, and along with the vegetables that we're going to add in here, it'll really give some really great flavor all the way around. Now our next step's going to be just going to go ahead and set the lid on it with some charcoal and let it cook up for a little while, and then once it's cooked up for a bit, then we're going to add in the vegetables and cook it for a little bit longer. Okay. Well, during the truck repair we ended up actually breaking one of the bolts off, so now we have to weld a nut onto it and try to get it off. What you got there, huh? What you got? Did you find the bone broth bottle? Yeah, that's a good little treat, isn't it? Chicken's been cooking for a couple hours. We actually forgot about the charcoal, so it took a little bit longer than normal because we're busy working on the truck. So thanks to being over here, Travis brought over his little thingy over here to pick up the lid. So we're going to clamp that down on there, lift this up, pull the lid right off. Our chicken is nicely boiling in here in the broth. We'll show that to you in a minute. But first we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in some potatoes. So we're just going to dump these potatoes in. The potatoes have been added, so we're going to go ahead and add in the mushrooms. Now the carrots we're going to wait until the chicken is almost done, then we're going to go ahead and add in the carrots last. But so we have the mushrooms in. And there you have it. We're going to go ahead and throw the lid back on and let it cook for a few more minutes before we throw the carrots in. And the puppy's still chewing on the bone broth bottle. So here you have it. It looks like it's pretty much done. We're going to go ahead and cut into it and just look at how the meat just falls right off the bone. This chicken is so juicy. It's just literally melting right off the bone. It almost feels like you're cutting butter. These potatoes are perfect. Carrots look superb. So we're going to go ahead and take this on into the house, make up some plates, and see how it tastes. Now we're back inside after fixing up the truck. We finally have everything put back together. And here is the plate. I know it looks a bit like a mess, but this chicken was excellent, and it was just getting all torn into, and it just falls apart like butter. So we can't really have nice, neat, cut, uniform pieces of chicken just because of how juicy that this chicken actually is.